IPL show. This is your one-stop destination for all things Indian Premier League. And as always, I am joined by our very own Katie Head of Sports, Ritu Raj. Ritu, how are you feeling today?
Um, I'm feeling fine, Fiza. How are you?
I am also good. It's nice when someone asks you that, isn't it? You know, Ritu, another day, another nail-biting finish. Kings put up a fight, but Royals reign supreme. Not like I predicted. But you know, Ritu, you always support Royals, don't you?
Yeah,
One of the lives, if you guys have noticed, he was wearing a Royals jersey.
I like the color actually.
Pink? Well, what
The
can I
city
say?
of pink, Jaipur. Yeah.
Well, beautifully said, the city of pink, Jaipur. But you know, yesterday, Mahi and Jadeja's efforts fall short just by 3 runs. Just by 3 runs. I think that must be boiling their bloods. If not, obviously they were sad, but just by 3 runs. And you know, now if you look at it, Rajasthan Royals are on top of the table. And you know, what do you have to say about last night's game?
Interesting, why IPL is so popular, so enthralling, so brilliant to
Yeah.
watch. And, you have, like, today we have mentioned in our report today that the last 4 days, last 5 matches, of the last 5 matches, 4 out of those last 5 matches have gone to the last ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. And remarkably, only it was last night's match. So the first time out of these last 4 matches that went to the last ball, it is only the first time that the chasing team had lost.
Had lost.
Yeah, on the last ball. Previously, on 3 other occasions, the chasing team had got the winning runs on the last ball. But yesterday, they failed. Why they failed? Why did they fail? Yeah, Dhoni did remarkably well. He hit 2 sixes in the last over. Obviously, the bowling wasn't so good to start with because Sandeep Sharma, the Rajasthan Royals pace bowler, I think he was nervous to bowl to somebody like Dhoni,
Dhoni.
somebody like Jadeja, the masters of the game in the
Yeah.
death overs in international cricket as well as in IPL. Even though he had 21 runs to defend, because I could feel the pressure he was under.
Oh God, yes.
And he started off with 2 wides. Then Dhoni hit him for 2 sixes. The equation came down, and that time it looked like it would Chennai that would be winning, and
Yeah.
Dhoni would be doing his magic again with the support from Jadeja. But what happened was that they had a meeting after the third ball with the players, other players, so how to change the tactics.
Yeah.
Okay, because he was coming from over the wicket, he was bowling the same line, getting the swing, getting in his zone, Dhoni's zone. It was easy for him to hit. So they changed, and they then asked, I think it was Sanju Samson's idea, the captain. He asked him to come round the wicket.
Yeah.
So then the angle became difficult for Dhoni to put the ball away for a big shot. So after that, the whole equation changed. And if you notice, after that, the next 3 balls, they got only 3 runs.
Yeah.
So that's what that changed, that dramatic last over, how the game was changed. And I think it was brilliantly executed by the bowler, despite not doing well in his at the start of the over. So he held his nerves eventually. He bowled the last 3 balls really well, and it was a great idea from the captain and the other senior players from the Rajasthan Royals team to change the tactics and to go around the wicket. I think that really helped.
I agree. I mean, they just fell out, short from 3 runs. But I don't know, like I supported Chennai because of Dhoni. Again, if you guys watched yesterday's live, you know I did not have a strong feeling. I went with my fan instinct, and I think today I'm going to go eventually when we come to the end of the live and speak about like today's match. I will be going by my fan instinct, not with a strong feeling. But as you mentioned in your report, you mentioned, and I feel like I should also tell you guys. You guys can go on khaleejtimes.com, get the latest scoreboard, the match schedule, who's on top of the team, and the reports that they write. They wonderfully write. Please go and check it out. That is a very, like a interesting, and I just honestly love the way you guys write the reports. They're so detailed, and the way he speaks. I mean, by now you guys should know when Ritu speaks and he answers something, it's detailed, it's on point, and you want to hear it. Similarly, you would want to read what he's written. So go check it out. Now, coming back to your favorites, Rajasthan Royals. Butler again seems to be the difference on this side, and he's done an amazing job. He's like the best, like one of the best, I would say, the white ball cricketer in modern era, if I may. But do you think, how was his game? Do you think he was splendid, which he was? But also, do you think they are depending on him a little too much now? You think it would be different if Butler, say, did not play the next game?
Actually, if you look back at the Rajasthan
Yeah.
innings yesterday, they Butler, obviously he scored 52, I
Yeah.
believe, of 36 balls. He played well, but it wasn't the Butler that we know. Okay, it wasn't the same fluent, unstoppable Butler that we know.
And we've seen.
There was a contest between the bat
Yeah,
and ball, so
yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't very easy. So it was a good wicket to bat, but it was not an absolute belter where the bowlers are completely out of the game. So the bowlers had something to say, and they managed to put up a fight. In both innings we saw, the bowlers managed to put up a fight
Yeah.
against the batsmen. And both teams, their batsmen, they had to earn their runs, actually. It wasn't so easy for them.
Yes.
So similarly, Butler also had to earn his runs, unlike some of the other fluent Butler innings that we have seen in the past, and for which he is famous for.
Yes.
But what impressed me about the Rajasthan Royals innings was that they lost Yashasvi Jaiswal very early in the innings. Okay, and in a very smart move, they did not send the captain Sanju Samson, who bats at number 3. So he did not come at number 3. So they instead promoted Devdutt Padikkal. Devdutt Padikkal was batting at number 4. He wasn't having a very smooth time at number 4. He was struggling actually in the middle overs. So yesterday, Jaiswal getting out early, so they sent Padikkal at number 3.
Yeah.
It was actually Padikkal, not Butler, who set the tone
Who
initially.
gave them a kick.
Who gave them a kick, who started going for the shots, and he played really well until he got out to Ravindra Jadeja. So I think Padikkal was very impressive.
Yes.
Butler, then obviously he got out, and I believe they would not have reached 175 even if not for Simran Hetmar. Because time and again, Simran Hetmar comes at number 5 or number 6. And when they're like kind of, they need the final flourish, it's always Simran Hetmar. And he has figured out his game so well that he knows what to do exactly, as though he knows where the bowler is going to bowl in the last 2 overs of the innings. And he manipulates the field, the way he plays his shots, even if it's not going for a 6, he knows where to find the boundary, how to find the boundary in the final 2 overs. And it is his, I think he took 17 balls to make those 30 runs. I think that was again crucial because, mind you, they only won by 3 runs
Yes.
at the end of the day. So those 30 runs from Simran Hetmar was crucial, and so was Ravichandran Ashwin's 30 runs, apart from the wickets he took later on.
Again, as I think you mentioned this yesterday also, it's a pretty balanced team. In this team, and as we saw in the match, and as you explained, that the pressure is pretty much evenly distributed. Or when it comes to, say, Delhi Capitals, even though they're not playing today, or they've played last night, but that's a team that I would like to talk about every day. The way the pressure is not evenly balanced, and that's the difference here, guys. You can actually see the teams when there's a pressure on more pressure on one side, how they perform, and when it's evenly balanced, when everybody is doing what they want to do, and the pressure is distributed, you can see it in their game. You can see that difference. But now coming to my very favorite, Mahi, his his late blitz that he did. You just cannot write this legend off, can you? You think every year, okay, maybe he's not playing this year, or maybe he's retiring, and he just comes back.
Yeah,
I know they didn't win, but
yeah, true. There is no official word on that as yet, but there have been reports that this is going to be his last IPL. So
I would like to disbelieve it.
So yeah, that would be a very heartbreaking news for millions of fans, Dhoni fans all over the world, not just in India, because not just ordinary cricket fans who love Dhoni. There are absolute big names of the game who have played at the highest level. There's fans of Dhoni. So Dhoni has made that kind of an impact in the game. So yeah, I mean, as you saw yesterday, towards the business end of the Chennai's chase, when they needed, I think they needed about 40 runs of the final two overs.
Yeah.
Then it came down to 21 in the
21.
final over. Then it came down to about 7 runs in 2 balls or 8 runs in 2 balls. And if they got so close and they went almost to the brink of an unlikely
Yeah.
victory, it was mostly because of MS Dhoni and the way he kept his calm. It was like him rolling back the years. It was like watching the classic vintage MS Dhoni, and it would have been the icing on the cake
Yeah.
if we had managed to pull it off at the end. But sometimes things don't go
They
your
don't work
way.
out.
Yeah, but it was a dramatic match and trolling match. And credit to Rajasthan, actually, the way they kept innovating, they kept improvising,
Yeah.
they kept trying to find a way how to stop Dhoni. So I think in all that, not only do they have the world-class batsmen in their team, I'm talking about Rajasthan, not only do they have the world-class bowlers in the team, I think they are a team that is gelling very well. They're a very good unit.
Yeah, they're
And
good
I
unit.
think going to Chennai and beating Chennai in a very close game in Chennai, in front of the Chennai's home crowd.
In Chennai.
So it shows that maybe Rajasthan will be among the very top contenders this season for the title. I think they will. I think they will be kicking themselves if they falter towards the later part of the campaign.
I mean, right now they are on top of the table. We know we have time, but it says enough. And it does. I think at the end of the day, it does come down to the performances, the pressure. But I think it also comes down to, as you have mentioned, tactics, strategy, how they strategize, how they improvise it. Because one is you strategize. The other is you implement the strategy. They don't only strategize, but they also implement it, and you can see it in their game. I think from our very first live, I think we took Royals a little. We took them a little less. But you're like, yeah, they're there. But they're not only there, right now they're on top of the game and on top of the pyramid, if I may say so. But, as you mentioned, 21 overs.
21 runs.
21
final
runs.
over,
Sorry.
yeah.
21 runs in the final over. And you mentioned how MS Dhoni, he's like the best finisher in the game, if I may say so. Sandeep Sharma, he delivered, not only delivered, but was able to stop the best finisher. And he has proved his game in the new ball time and again. But this was a different level because, as you mentioned, like it's hard to stop Dhoni. It's like you're stopping a wall, you're pushing it. But he managed to do it. And, I'm not going to give him the entire credit, obviously, but he managed to stop Dhoni because if Dhoni would have done 1-4 or like 1-6, they would have won. It would be a piece of cake for him.
Yeah.
But he delivered beautifully.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about Sandeep Sharma?
Yeah, Sandeep Sharma, as I already mentioned, credit to him as well. And I think he was beautifully handled by his captain, Sanju Samson. Because a player like Sandeep Sharma, who hasn't had much of international exposure, so it is difficult to to deliver in such pressure situations and in such high intensity games against some unbelievably big names. You are bowling to some of the legends of the game. Dhoni is an all-time legend, and Ravindra Jadeja is a legend in his own right. An absolutely phenomenal performer for India in the last 4 or 5 years, and for the Chennai Super Kings in the IPL as well. So to come up with solutions in moments like that talks a lot about the player's skills, talks a lot about the player's temperament, which is very important actually. Talent is not everything because you need to have the temperament. And also, don't forget that Rajasthan Royals were missing Trent Bolt. So, in an ideal world, Trent Bolt would have bowled that if he was playing. He would have bowled that final over to Dhoni and Jadeja. So, he had big boots to fill. Okay, so everything was like going against, he has been entrusted into the role where he is not supposed to be in the role, so now he needs to defend his team, he needs to save his team, and he turned out to be the savior.
And yesterday we spoke about another player, Surya Kumar, how he's dealing with his confidence, and you said he isn't as confident, but here we saw how this wonderful player Sandeep Sharma, he played against Dhoni, with that charm and confidence he did. He was stressed, but he pulled it off.
True.
And talking about today's game, Punjab versus Gujarat Titans, the defending champions. With Livingstone's return and Dhawan's getting runs or his captaincy, who do you think has an edge tonight? To me, right now, both the teams seem pretty balanced. They are evenly balanced, and both have won 2 games each. So, who do you think has a little more edge on this side?
First of all, the match will be played in Mohali, so that's Punjab's home ground. Okay, so 40,000 Mohali in at the Mohali is a beautiful stadium. I think
Beautiful.
if you happen to go for a cricket match in India, I think I will recommend Mohali as one of the venues that you should go and watch a game of cricket. It's
Yeah.
amazing. I've been lucky enough in my life to go there and cover cricket matches. I think 3 times I did during my time in Delhi. So I believe a 40,000 strong, passionate Punjab Kings supporters will turn up and they will create that atmosphere, that incredible atmosphere.
Yeah.
On paper, I don't think, as I have mentioned before as well, there is hardly anything to choose between teams in franchisee cricket like the
Yeah.
IPL, where the teams are, the talent is equally spread
Equally
out.
spread out.
So yeah, always it's always that's why the charm of this IPL after the COVID is that you are back to home and away
Yeah.
format. So after the COVID, what happened was that the first season after the COVID, it wasn't played in India due to
Yeah.
the circumstances. So it was brought to UAE. It was played in front of empty stadiums. 2021, we all know what happened. 2022 as well, limited number of venues were chosen. But now this is the first time
It's back
that
home.
that it's not only back home, it's back to the home and away format. So you are playing 14 matches against the other team. So one match you get to play at your home, and the other match against the same team in the league phase you get to play in their home ground. So it is the home advantage. I think the home advantage will always be there for every team. So I believe that that advantage will be enjoyed by Punjab as well. Talking about the players, we all know Livingstone, what a dangerous player he is. He's coming. He's playing his first match in 4 months. So the thing is, no matter how good a player you are, no matter how dangerous you can be in this format of the game, so you always have that question mark when you come back after
Play
a long
again.
time and
Yeah.
play a match, an intense match with such intensity like you get to watch in an event like the IPL. So that is the only question mark that I have for him, that whether he can go and bang, bang, bang from the first ball that he's famous for. Hardik Pandya, can he return or will he return? So there is a question mark. Yesterday's report said that there is every chance of him coming back, and if he comes back, it's a great bonus for
Great
Gujarat,
bonus, I feel.
because I
Yes.
believe it was his influence that they missed when Rinku Singh went for those five
I would
sixes,
agree with that.
because his calming influence was probably missed by during that
The
moment when
teams.
they had a lot of team meetings as Rinku Singh went hitting
Off the radar.
one six after another. So maybe just like Sanju Samson did last night, he went for the
Yeah.
tactical change. So maybe that was missed by Gujarat Titans. So hopefully he will be back and Gujarat will have the edge.
I absolutely agree with you. But for me, I'm a big Punjab fan. I've said this in our Punjab live that we did. I'm a huge Punjab. Like ever since I was a kid, I always supported Punjab. I don't know what's with that team. They never won or never were close to winning, but I just love that team. And now they have Shikhar Dhawan, who's trying to just play and lead the team in a very 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 nice manner. So again, no strong feelings. I'm just going with my fan instincts these days. I don't know what's wrong, but I'm going to go with Punjab. I really hope they win. To be very honest, it's a genuine a wish of a cricket fan to see them win. And Shikhar Dhawan's game is something that I really admire, and his captaincy is something again I really admire. But let's see how it turns out. Share with us who you think is going to win. And don't forget, you can check out our reports, the latest match score, the scoreboard, the tables, the innings on khaleejtimes.com, and join us for the next one for more news, analysis, and discussions Ritu, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is Fizana 2 with Ihab Kadir and Shihab signing off.